Hey guys, welcome to Fight Flex with Fit to Fight Republic. I'm Hope, and we have probably about another minute and then we'll get started. We're going to do a strength-based flexibility practice today, so I hope you're ready. Hope everyone's having a great day today, even though it's kind of rainy. Give it probably about 30 seconds and then we'll get started. You shouldn't need any props today. Again, if you have tight hips, maybe grab a pillow. Yeah, and that should be about it today. All right, let's get started. Let's get to our mats or the floor. We're gonna just start off in our tabletop position today. We're gonna do a lot of work from this position. Like I said, it's gonna be a strength / flexibility practice today. If you need to modify. If you wanna take something out, take it out. If you wanna hold plank if we're doing something that's uncomfortable, it's your practice. So that's what I got for you. So go ahead and start in your tabletop position. Spreading your fingers wide. Toes can be tucked or untucked, completely up to you. And just move through some cat and cows on your own. Pelvis and chin go toward the ceiling, and then you're gonna round everything, pulling your belly button to your spine. And just opportunity here to check in with your body, see what's going on. See if you have any sensations here. And like always, you get to choose what sensation, of course, is too much for you. So just working out, maybe you make some circles, bringing your bum towards your heels, and then forward. Or you can just continue with a normal cat and cow here. And it can be as large or as small as you like. If you have any middle back issues or even lower back issues, you can make this pretty small here. So it can just be a really tiny movement. Again, just an opportunity to get acquainted with what's going on with your body. Hey guys, thanks for showing up. Yeah. And then we'll come back to this neutral position, and we're gonna move through some wrist release. So we're gonna move forward. We're still in this neutral spine. You're gonna keep your core engaged here. And you're gonna shift forward just a little bit past your wrist, and then move your bum back towards your heels. And just taking it, doesn't have to be super slow, but you definitely want to feel the stretch as you're moving through it. So you don't want to be going, like I don't know what that is, but anyway. Just take it nice and slow. You can even start your breath or move with your breath here. So you can inhale and exhale as you move in either direction. Again, you can start to add in some small circular motions, just depending on how healthy your wrists are. I'll leave that up to you. Yeah. Nice. This time when we move in the direction, we move this forward direction, bringing our shoulders a little bit past our wrist. We're gonna do it from the cow position. So pulling your belly, or excuse me, the cat position, you're gonna pull your belly button into your spine. You're gonna drop your chin, and then you're gonna move your shoulders past your wrist, and then come back in. Keeping your belly button and your chin tucked the entire time. So for 3 more here, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to that neutral spot. This time we're going to come into the cow. So chin forward, pelvis towards the ceiling, and again, moving your shoulders past your wrist, or until you can feel, your wrists start to release here. For 3, 2, and 1. Come back to that neutral position. We're going to tent our fingers, and then place your hand back down on the mat, and then move to the second hand, your next hand, because you have more than 2. Tent your fingers, and then place your palm back on the mat, extending your fingers wide. Again, right hand, pushing into the mat, and then place your palm back on. This is also good if you do jiu-jitsu, getting into your digits, placing your palm back on the mat. A couple more on each side. Yeah. One more time on each side. And last time. I can't count, but that's okay too. All right, awesome. Sit back on your heels for a moment. You can figure 8, or you can make any kind of movement that you like. Come back to that tabletop position. Really tuck your toes this time. Walking your fingertips back, sitting up in that kneeling position, rolling your shoulders away from your ears. And just see, as we do this, as we stretch through our feet, see if you're able to stay here just a little bit longer than before. It may be super easy for you, and that's amazing. If not, get to that uncomfortable point, and then hang on just another breath. And then if you need to come out of it early, that's okay. Coming back into your tabletop, you can tap the tops of your feet out. You can also sit back, bringing your hands beside you, behind you, lifting your knees up, getting an opposite stretch. We'll do one more like that. It's coming in, tucking your toes, walking your hands back, coming into that kneeling position. Again, shoulders away from your ears, sitting up tall. Don't hold your breath. Remember to breathe in any of these exercises that we're doing. That's part of the work. And breathe. Nice. Go ahead and release back into your tabletop. You can tap the tops of your feet and sit back, or one or the other, whatever speaks to you. Maybe none of it does. Pick one anyway. Coming back into your tabletop, tuck your toes, and then we're going to come into our downward facing dog. And if you have trouble ever straightening your legs completely, it's perfectly fine to keep a bend in your knees. You're working on getting your shoulders away from your ears and rolling them down your back, so your neck's not all crunched up here. So you don't want this rounding. You're trying to get more of like an angular shape. So stand here. Feel free to walk your dog out here, bringing one heel towards the floor and then the other, whatever that looks like for you. Making sure you're not holding any tension in your face and your jaw. Yeah. Coming up to your toes maybe. And then bringing those heels back down to the earth. And then just walk your feet in a little bit, taking them as wide as your mat if you have one, or a little bit wider than your hips. Also, it's fine to keep a bend in your knees here. And just shift your weight from side to side a little bit. We're going to come into a squat here in just a moment. I know you guys are super excited about that. So walking your hands back, then coming into a squat position. And you can keep your fingertips on the floor here if you'd like to. If you want to practice that malasana, bringing your hands to your chest and opening up your chest towards the ceiling, you can do that. But staying right here is fine. Your feet are going to be facing forward. Take your hands, if they're not, go ahead and release them down to the mat. We're going to take our knees, hovering over the mat, and then come back to that squat position. We're going to do that 4 more times. Hands come down in front, or you can come to your fingertips. Knees are going to come to hover, and then come back into your squat. 3 more times. Hover, come back to your heels. I can't count today. Hopefully that will be in your favor. This is 2 more times. Hover, come back up. Last time, knees go to hover. Hang out here for 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Go ahead and start to straighten your legs. Coming back into that downward facing dog. You can take a big exhale here. You can paddle through your feet again. Then I want you to bring your right leg out behind you. Bring it into your chest. And then we're going to bring it to the outside of that right hand, dropping that left knee down to the ground. We're going to move through some dynamic movements here. So you can take your hand, push your right leg away, maybe come onto the bladed side of your foot here. Then as you exhale or inhale, you're going to come into your half splits pose. or runner's lunge. So again, coming into your low lunge, opening that leg out, coming back through, coming into your half splits. It may look a little bit different if you've got super tight legs or hips. Maybe your fingers don't touch, that's okay. Maybe you have to inch your foot forward and a little bit of different movement, and that's okay. A few more times here. Coming back into that low lunge, opening out through your hip here. Awesome. One more time here. Pushing that knee away. Awesome. Coming back into this runner's lunge or half splits. Toes pointed toward the ceiling. Awesome. Coming back into your low lunge. Right hand comes on the inside. So you've got two options. You can just pull that knee back coming in through tabletop. You can tuck your toes, pull your knee into your abdomen here. Step back through your downward facing dog. Then we'll move to the left side. So left leg goes up, bring it in towards your chest. Foot's gonna come on the outside of that left foot, dropping your right knee to the floor here. And again, pushing your left leg away this time, or not again, I guess, but same movement, different side. And then coming into your half splits or runner's lunge on this side. Low lunge with that hip opener. Runner's lunge. 3 more times. Low lunge, opening up through that hip. Awesome. Coming back into your half splits. Runner's lunge. 1 more time. Awesome. Here we go. Great. Coming back into your low lunge. You're going to take your, again, you can just go straight from tabletop, or you're going to pull your left knee into your chest, step back for your downward facing dog. Take a breath here. And then just walk your feet to the top of the mat, whatever that looks like for you, and go ahead and find a forward fold here. So feet are about hips distance apart. If it's more comfortable for them to be closer, that's okay. You can grab your elbows. If you want to try something new, even if you have to bend into your knees, you can grab with your fingers. You can place your palms underneath your feet, but just relax your upper body here, whatever the pose looks like for you. Shaking your head yes and no, releasing the shoulders. Just letting your lower body connect with the earth, grounding down, and then just breathe here for a few moments. And we're going to inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bringing your palms toward the ceiling. Exhale, bring them through your heart center or to your heart. And then we're just going to press our palms together, creating some tension here. Ground down through your feet. Feet can really be hips distance, a little bit more than hips distance, doesn't really matter, whatever's comfortable. And push your palms together. So you're creating tension. Roll your shoulders down your back, engaging your core here. And breathe. Go ahead and release your hands down by your side. This time interlacing your fingers behind your back. If they don't quite touch, that's okay. This is great. If you have a towel, you can grab a towel. You're going to extend, rolling your shoulders away from your ears. Extend. Maybe you straighten your elbows. If you have super open shoulders, maybe your palms come together. If you don't, that's okay. It's not, we're here to work what you got. Even if you're here, that's great. If you feel this in your shoulders, that's amazing. And breathe. You can bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Again, shoulders are rolled down your back. Dropping your chin to your chest and right ear to right shoulder. Chin to your chest. Go ahead and come back through center. Releasing your hands, maybe shake through your wrists a little bit. Inhale, fingertips to ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to step back to a high plank. Come to your toes, looking forward. Push through your heels. And then more slowly than you like, we're going to lower all the way down to our bellies. Feet can go flat. Coming into your Sphynx pose. So forearms flat on the ground. If you notice when you're in this pose, and I'm sure I've said this before, that you're having a hard time opening up through your chest, just bring your elbows a little bit further. Maybe take your arms a little bit wider. And we'll start off with this chest opener, chin toward the ceiling, pressing your feet into the mat or into the floor. If you feel any lower back crunch, you can always come down or really press your pelvic bone into the mat while you're pulling your belly button to your spine, because that's going to protect. Anytime there's an issue, well, most times if there's an issue and you're in a position and you notice that there's some lower back crunching and you don't have any back issues, it's probably because you're not engaging your core. Awesome. Go ahead and take your left hand, you're going to thread it through, coming into a shoulder opener. So you come all the way down, releasing your forehead to the mat, or you can stay up on your hand here, whatever works for you today. And just use this time, again, to get in touch with any sensations that come up in your body. You don't have to judge it, just observe it. Just, sometimes things are weird. I wake up every day and I'm like, that didn't hurt yesterday. But now it does. Not every day, but All right. Go ahead and unwind, coming back through that Sphynx. So we'll take the passive variation, dropping your chin to your chest. Maybe you take a sigh. Releasing any strain on your neck. Check back in. Notice if you started to furrow your brow or you're holding tension in your jaw. And if you can, see if you can just let some of that mess go. Even if it's just for a few seconds. Coming back through center. This time we're going to take that right arm, thread it under, coming onto the shoulder. Again, find your position for your head here. Just releasing. Notice how you're breathing. Notice how it feels when your front body is on the floor, on the mat, versus, your back body. And what that feels like. Awesome. Go ahead and unwind, coming back through. You're going to bring your fingertips underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, press up through your high plank, and then down to that downward facing dog. We're going to be here for 3 rounds of breath. If you notice that your wrists start to get sore at any point, fingertips out towards the side of the room, you can come onto your fist, or you can always just come back down to tabletop. And breathe. Again, shoulders are away from your ears. Go ahead and come back down to your tabletop. Fingertips spread wide. And then we're going to puff up those little yogi push-ups, or you can call it, or their shoulder shrugs. You're going to, as you inhale, puff your upper back, or in where your shoulder blades are. And then you're just going to drop them through without bending your elbows. So we're going to do that 3 more times. 3. Coming back here, taking your left hand, bringing your left fingertips to the ceiling. Exhaling that arm back down. Do another shoulder shrug, so dropping your chest towards the floor, puffing your back out. Coming back to that middle. Inhale, bring your right fingertips toward the ceiling. We're going to do that 3 more times. So palm goes to the ground, coming into that shoulder shrug, dropping your chest, back to the center, opening out the left side, left fingertips go to the ceiling, and it's okay wherever your range of motion is. Back down, chin or chest towards the floor. Go ahead and come back through the center, right fingertips. Awesome. One more time on each side, dropping your chest towards the floor, puffing your back up, left fingertips. Palm goes back to the mat. Nice. Coming back to the center before you open out, right fingertips. Awesome. Just kind of recalibrate here. So then we're going to take a kind of a different, we're going to do a push-up modification from our knees. And you can look at this as being like if you're ever interested in doing headstands, I mean, they actually do come in handy in, mixed martial arts, jiu-jitsu, but you just want to try it out sometime. These are like headstand prep push-ups. So you're just going to lean forward, and then you're just going to drop your head towards the floor and come back. And it's really helpful if you're, while we're in, pressing your palms into the mat, engaging your core, and then rounding or turning your tricep toward the back of the room, if that makes sense. And then you shift forward, bringing your head down and come back up. So you're almost making like a shelf with your arms. We've got 3 more of those. So again, triceps come in, we come forward like we did when we did that wrist release. Forehead or top of your head comes to the mat and back up. 2 more. You guys got this. Shifting forward. Awesome. Coming back in. Really keep your core tight here. Last one, make sure your triceps are turned towards the back of the room. Shifting forward, making that shelf with your arms, bringing your head down to the ground and back up. Awesome. Go ahead and take your feet wide, pressing back into child's pose. Taking a breath here. You can keep your fingertips straight ahead, or if you want to come into a side body stretch, either hands beside each other or on top. Again, just options so you can see what works best for your body today. If you did go to one side, go ahead and come back through the center over to the other side. Awesome. Back to that center. Coming back into your tabletop position. And then we're just going to do some knee push-ups. We've only got 5. I don't know what Ryan never did to you guys yesterday, but so you can, we played with this I think on Thursday, bringing your toes toward the ceiling, or you can just, whatever foot position you prefer, you can take that. Again, play with bringing your triceps towards the back of the room, coming forward before coming into that push-up position. Then push back up. We've got 4 more. 4, pulling your belly button to your spine. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. This time just sitting back on your heels, relaxing your shoulders away from your ears, taking a breath, coming back into your tabletop, tucking your toes, pushing up into your downward facing dog. Bringing your right leg toward the ceiling, bringing that knee into your chest, stepping it through. Awesome. And then we're just going to go straight into the half splits or runner's lunge, and we're going to hold this time. So again, it's okay if you're up here. If you have the room, you can work your fingertips here. If you have a lot of mobility, then you can always start to work your chest towards your thigh. Keeping your toes active is always helpful. And then just breathe. Awesome, come back into your low lunge. Bring that knee back into your tabletop position. Awesome. And then we're going to work through, before we work back to the left side, we're going to do another round of what we just did. We're going to put everything back together. So those yogi push-ups, not bending your elbows, puffing your back up, Couple more of these. Awesome. Coming back to the center. Left fingertips go to the ceiling. Back down to the ground. Shoulder shrug or yogi push-up. Right fingertips. Back down to the mat. One more here. Awesome. This time we're only doing 3. So again, plug your triceps in. Coming forward, we're going into that head push-up. For 3, 2, pulling your belly button into your spine, and 1. Awesome. Then just a regular tricep push-up, whatever that looks like for you. Leaning forward, 1, 2, last one, 3. Awesome. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Left leg goes to the sky, bringing it into your chest, stepping it through, dropping your right knee to the ground, coming into that runner's lunge or half splits on this side. And then just breathe here. Awesome. Come back into that low lunge. Hands plant on the ground. Pulling your knee into your chest. Step back. Downward facing dog. Come into your plank pose. We're going to drop our knees to the mat and you're going to let it hover. And then back to plank. 2 more times. Hover. Back to plank. And 1 more time. Back to plank. Awesome. And then you're going to bring your right knee down to the mat. Take a moment, make sure that you have your palms, your fingers spread wide. Then I just want you to pull your right knee into your chest and then release. Again, pull your knee into your chest. Release. 1 more time. Awesome. Coming into a side plank with our knee down, you may need to kickstand your leg out this way. Taking your right hand is going to be planted on the mat. Come onto the bladed side of your left foot here. Left fingertips go to the ceiling. Once you're balanced, engaging your core, lift that leg off the ground. And then we're just going to take some tiny pulses. Bring your top leg for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And with control, coming back through that center. Awesome. You can go ahead and sit back for a moment if you like. Take a breath, come back into your tabletop position. We'll move on to the other side, same thing. Come into your plank, knees hover, back to your plank, knees hover, plank, last time. Awesome. This time left knee comes down to the ground. Acclimate, make sure your hands are in the right position for you. Pull that knee into your chest and then release. Again, pulling your knee into your chest, release, and last time, and release. Come into the side plank again. You can kickstand your left foot behind you, or just come onto the bladed side of your right foot. Right fingertips go to the ceiling this time. Every side's different, so check in with your balance. Lift that top leg, and then just start to pulse. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. With control, coming back through your tabletop. You can push back into your child's pose. This time, maybe bring your hands overhead, releasing through your triceps. Getting back to your breath. We're almost there. Releasing your hands. your bum. We're gonna extend our legs wide. It's really humid in here today. Taking your right foot in, seated tree. We're gonna face our left foot. Inhale our fingertips to the ceiling. Exhale, come into a forward fold. Hands can go beside you, to your shin, or to your foot if you have the room. And breathe. And it's always okay to have your knee bent. Whatever you need to get there. Whatever you need to do to make this your practice. All right, come back up to center. This is all about you guys. Shade out your leg. Left leg comes in, or whichever leg you didn't do before. Toes to the ceiling, fingertips to the ceiling, coming into your forward fold. Again, hands can come here, here, or to your foot. Remembering to breathe. Check in, notice if you're starting to hold tension in your face again, see if you can't let that go. Awesome. Walk your hands back through center, coming back in. You can shake your legs out. Just rotate through your ankles a few times. Got just a couple more things. Just a quick hip opener. So we've done this before too. We're gonna take, it doesn't really matter. I have my left leg on bottom, placing my right leg on top. If that's super uncomfortable because you have tight hips, you can extend one leg out. So while we're doing this, to start, you kind of want your knees to stack. We're also gonna add in a shoulder opener. Right arm goes to the ceiling, drop it down behind you, and kind of see if you can bring your palm, your right palm, to the center of your back. And as we're doing this, a lot of times our ribs want to go way out here, mine do. Pull everything back in by pulling your belly button back into your spine. Go ahead and release that right arm. Bring your palms down in front. Maybe this is enough right here. Maybe you find a bend in your forearms. Maybe you release your chin towards that knee. Maybe not. Okay, I mean, this right here might be enough. Awesome. Coming back into your center. We're just going to trade out our legs. You can come through, we're going around a little bit. Right leg for me is on bottom, left leg on top. Again, you might have to make some room with your hips back there. Also, this time, left arm goes to the ceiling, dropping it back behind you. You can help yourself out. Palm, just in case. Palm is going to go to the center. If you have super open shoulders, I didn't do this on the other side, you can always go to grab, but it's really not necessary. This is great right here, just if you want to play around with it at some point. Again, see my ribs way out there, pull everything back in, and then you can start to raise your chin just a tiny amount. Awesome. Go ahead and release there. Again, walking your hands out in front. This might be enough. The side is a lot tighter for me. So it takes me a little bit longer to go deeper in it. That's all right. You gotta know what's going on with your body. You can start to bend your elbows if you'd like. Maybe not today. Maybe you drop your head. Breathing into all the spaces. Coming back through center. Go ahead and just bring your legs around. Come down to your back for just a moment. Hug your knees into your chest. You can, as you're inhaling, bringing your shoulders or forehead towards your knees. As you exhale, just let everything go. Giving yourself a little bit of a massage here if you'd like. You can take your feet wider than your mat, allowing your knees to meet in the center. And then you can take the soles of your feet together, allowing your knees to butterfly. So funny, I noticed in pictures recently, I do really weird things with my hands and like feet. I don't know. It's just funny. It's funny to see. Interesting. Well, it's interesting to me. Bring the soles of your feet back up to the mat. You can windshield wiper a few times if you'd like. You can just bring your knees in, coming back up to a seat. Awesome, guys. You did a great job. I look forward to seeing you on Thursday. Have a great day, and yeah, I'll see you then.